All right, partners, in this video we're going to be learning how to do a placement. So you input your username, the password, and the captcha code, which is 85618. Then you log in. All right, so you can ignore this and click on home on the left menu. All right, now when you want to do a placement for a registration that you want to do, you go to members. The first thing you want to do, you want to check your organizational chart. You want to check where you want to do the placement. So you go to organizational chart, then you click on placement hierarchy. Okay, so your account is a binary. So you have a team to the left and you have a team to the right. Now you have what we call the outer leg and you have what we call the inner leg. For this case, the left side is where you have the Mama D, that is under Endless Joe. Then on the right you have Steven on the right. Now if you look at the left, you see under Mama D you have Remo Baby, and you have Weddy Stellat. Now under Remo Baby you have Peace Love. If you notice, I'm talking about outer left now. So what you want, if you are doing a placement on the left, you focus on the left of the left, that is the outer left. Anybody you register, they are supposed to build their inner leg. If you look at Remo Baby, you will discover that you have on the right there is nobody that have been registered. If you come to Peace Love, you see that Peace Love has registered 4 persons. So you want to do a registration. So I'm using the left binary to do the illustration. So you click on the number, the registration number, which is NG. Then you keep checking on the left. Keep checking on the left. Now you see Veracity that is placed under Peace Love. If you look at the right, there is no registration that has been done. So under Veracity you have Vicky Rich. There is no person that has been registered on the right. So you keep checking Naomi. You have 4 persons that have been registered on the right. So you click on the number, the member's ID. So you continue checking on the left. You have Viere. There's 2 persons on the left, then nobody on the right. So you keep checking on the left because you want to do a registration. So you focus on the left. Now you have this Oyinam. So this Oyinam was the last registration that was done on the left of Endless Joe. Now Endless Joe has not done any registration again. So but Oyinam has done a registration, and that registration has 1 person, meaning Oyinam has done 1 registration. That's why you are seeing it on the right. Okay, and the reason being is because of team support. So Endless Joe is the one giving the support on the left. So the next registration that Endless Joe is going to be registering is going to be placed on the left, okay, because that is the team support leg. So, and he will just focus on outer left, outer left, outer left. Every other person that he has registered will build their right. Okay, that is when you have a team that is giving you support and is coming from the top leader. But in the case where you don't have that happening, working, what you want to do is you place on the left and on the right. Okay, on the left and on the right. So, but for now, we focusing on only the outer left. It's building. You have been building. There are phases. So, in as much as we know that the Dynace compensation plan obeys the law of the binary, which is for you to have a binary team, you must have one registration on the left and one on the right. That will come later. But because there is a team support, you focus on your right on the right, then the team the support of the team will run through the left. Then when you have built to the point you have already maxed out the spillover volume, that outer leg is a spillover leg, is a team leg, is a power leg. You have maxed out that volume. Then what you want to do is you come to the left to do your next registration. When that time comes, you will understand. You may not understand at the beginning. That should not be your problem. So this is just an illustration to let you know that whatever placement you are doing, you focus on the outer left and outer right. Okay, so here that we have available left, if we were to do a registration now, and let's just was to do a registration now, would have done the placement on the available left. But I'm just showing an illustration. The registration that will be done is going to be on the available left. So let's go over to the right side, to the right, because I've shown you on the left. So if to go to the right, we go back to members, click organizational chart, placement hierarchy. Wait for it to load. Okay, so you have endless Joe. Now we are coming to the right. So for the right, you have Steven on the right of endless Joe. So you click on the members ID, which is the NG. You know, if you look at this endless Joe side, this Mama D side is actually the team's leg that is coming from the top leader. Now, why you follow this pattern of building is to provide support, because everybody that joins your team, the first thing you want to help them achieve is the paycheck, their first paycheck, their first commission. So to do that, as long as the top leader is active, is working, is involved in activities that we build his business, the team will follow suit. Whatever you do, your team will do exactly. Now, on the right of Endless Joe, you have Steven. And if you look very closely, you will notice that Endless Joe has been doing placement on only the outer right. Only the outer right. So that is how you do the placement. When you are registering, place on the outer right, outer right, outer left, outer right, outer left, 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 right, right. Outer right means the right of the right. Outer left means the left of the left, meaning that when you want to choose the placement position, you are placing it on the left. That is left, left, outer left. Then if you check the last person here, you have Mrs. Shuku is placed on the right. If you look at all the registration here, you are seeing 0 on the right, left, 0 on the left, 0 on the left. And don't forget, each binary, every time you do a registration, it opens up a binary. If you notice, Mama D has left and right, but the placement will focus on only on the left, 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 like that. Okay, there's going to be another video that we're going to explain. You're going to have a full understanding on the back of it. So we'll tell you when you build to an extent, when to start balancing the binary. Okay, but for now, as long as there is a team support, you focus on your inner leg. So anybody that comes in, like Mama D has registered Wednesday Seller, so Wednesday Seller is going to focus on her inner leg. You're going to focus on her inner leg, then inner leg, which is the left. While Mama D since she's the one building our team, she's going to focus on the right. And if you notice, our registration has been coming on the right. So why the people should register will focus on their left. Then the support she's getting from the team is running on the left, which is the power leg. And the power leg is called the power leg because it's going to be bigger. It's supposed to be bigger than the team's leg. The power leg is the team leg, so it's supposed to be bigger than the other leg of the person that is under Mama D, meaning that it's supposed to be bigger than Mama D's leg, because everybody here, the moment Remo Baby is walking, is the volume is counting for Mama D. That is another thing that positioning does when you join a business on time. Peace, love, everything that she's doing is counting for Mama D. Then if you click on the NG, the membership ID, you open up another binary. All right, so Veracity, anything, every activities of Veracity will count for Mama D as on spillover. Then Vicky Ridge is the same thing. Then Naomi, if you notice, now Naomi is under Mama D. Not that Mama D sponsored Naomi. All right, so but every activities of Naomi is counting towards Mama D. That is what you call support, team support. Okay, so and it's as a result of early positioning. Mama D came in on time. That's why she's at that position where she is and getting this spillover benefit, or what you call market share. So you go back. So Endless Joe, back to Endless Joe. So on the right, now we are coming to the right. On the right, you focus. If you are to do a placement, you focus on the outer right, like what Endless Joe has been doing. So he's getting support on the left, so his own is to focus on the right until he has maxed out the point. Don't forget, you build with the way the growth of your present team. So the building is informed by the growth of your present team, the pace of your present team. So right now there is point, that the spillover point on the left. The moment Endless Joe marks this spillover point, what he wants to do, if there is no placement that has been done by the team, Endless Joe will have to do a registration, the next registration on the left side, because then he has maxed out the point that was brought forward, that was left. So for now, if you look at the right of Endless Joe, you discover that all his placement has been on the right. Why? Because the moment he registered, he has to support his team. Everybody that is registering, he has to place them on the last person he registered. So he registered Stephen. So when he was going to register Queen Joe, he placed Queen Joe under Stephen on the right, and he maintained that right. So if you notice, on the left of Stephen is available, the left of Queen Joe, and don't forget this available left of Stephen has two binary. Don't forget, every time you register a person, it opens up the binary left and right. Now under Queen Joe, you have an available left. So if you go to the membership ID, which is Miss Shuku membership ID, you will see the continuous placement of the registration that was done by Endless Joe to support his team. So if you look at the right, the left of Miss Shuku is available because she has not started working. Then the two binaries there. Under Shamoski, you have the left, which is available. So Endless Joe kept on doing placement on the outer right. Why? Because his registration, because he has to support a team. When you register into this business, you have to understand that network marketing is a business of teams. It's a business of team. You have to build network. It's a business of network. So in building a team, you have the left team and the right team. So you do a registration on the left, you do a registration on the right, and you work with them to achieve exactly what you have done, because you are duplicating. It's a system that you are building. So it will generate what we call residual income. Residual income is called team income. Team income is called binary or pairing bonus. So you don't earn that bonus until there's an activity that is going on in your team. So if you look at Uniray, it's placed under Chamoski and it's on the right. Greenland is on the right. I just want you to see the pattern on how placement is done when you want to do registration. Okay, so Greenland, under Greenland you have Adabeke is still on the right. Wedizin is still on the right. Under Wedizin you have Best Era is still on the right. So that is how you follow the placement pattern so that you can support your team. You can support your team. Then you have Onye on the left, on the right, and that right it continued like that on the right. So the moment each of these people wants to start working or start doing registration, they will start building their left. Every one of them will build their left, and that is what creates further depth and support of the team. It's a teamwork. So for everybody to be working and everybody is benefiting, the placement is very key. Placement is very key. How you do a placement will determine how fast your team will grow. And I need you to understand that how you do a placement is important. At the same time, you can place the other type of placement, which I'm going to talk next, which is the balancing. And I'm going to tell you why that placement will stunt your growth. Your growth will be slow. Okay. Wedding man, I just want to get to the end. Wedding man is on the right, and that is how the placement was followed down to Pastor Paul, Gospel, Melody Money. Then the last person, which is Nurse J, and okay, under Nurse J was Pastor Chris. Okay, and if you look at the left, you see they're available. So the moment Nurse J starts working, with the next registration she's going to place it on the left. You can see it makes them to earn faster. Why? Because she will earn not just only direct sponsorship bonus, she will earn direct sponsorship bonus, she will earn key-in bonus, and she will also earn what we call the binary matching bonus, which is as a result of team building. But if there was no spillover, she will not end up pairing bonus. So it will have to depend on an activity that will bring someone that she has shown the opportunity to register under this right. But because there's a support coming from his leader, which is Endless Joe, then she will get that bonus fast. So the reason for this placement structure is for accelerated growth. If you want to accelerate your growth, follow this pattern. So let's go back to the beginning, and I show you the other pattern of building, which most people build by default. Now, if you look at this, you have the team of Endless Joe to the left and to the right. Now, the other type of building that most people are building by default because they've not really had a mentor to show them how to build in the right way is, now let's assume that Endless Joe registered, and where that starts happening is when you have more than one account. Now Endless Joe has just one account, but most times some people will have 3 accounts, and when you have 3 accounts, there's a probability that you may likely not give support to your team. Why? Because you want to balance a leg. So let's assume Endless Joe is the one that has this account called Mama D, and also has this account called Steven. So what most people do is this: Endless Joe, now when he wants to do a registration, instead of him registering under Remu Baby, he will now, let's say he did his registration under Stellat. There's nothing wrong, because this is second account will be earning as well, because this second account has already gotten volume that was given by the team on top of him. So he now placed Stellat under Mama D. Okay, now when he does that, he's going to be earning. Guess what? Endless Joe will earn on his main account. Then his second account, which is Mama D, assuming Mama D was the second account, he will also earn on his second account. He might earn faster than someone that has one account at the beginning, but you see, you cannot skip the process. What is done right is done right. Team building, duplication is slow, but it's fast. It's not slow, it's slow fast. It's slow fast. So at the beginning, it appears to be slow, but it's faster because you have more than one person doing the same thing that everybody is doing. So now that then he will now continue. It's now you can imagine this teller now that is supposed to place on the left of his team, he's now placing it under the second account. So what happens is that his attention is divided. So he cannot, it's no longer, his energy has been divided in terms of support has been divided. So he will now be supporting the second account. So what it means is that he needs to support everybody he registers. So this seller that he has registered, he also needs to support the seller. So to a large extent, the next registration he wants to do, which is Wedding, he will need to place under sellers. Why? Because he needs to give seller support. So his support is is divided now because he has to support the second account on the registration that he has done under the second account, and that goes to Wedding. So under Wedding, he will also do placement. So what happens is that if he's a good networker, if he's a very powerful networker, this could work to a large extent. It doesn't mean that it's the best, but it works to a large extent, to a limited extent. The person that is having one account will still grow faster than this, no matter how powerful networker this person is, no matter how powerful. It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time because support, you cannot, someone that is running on one leg, cannot run faster than someone that is running on 100 legs. Because if this endless Joe maintain the left and he has supported 50 people on the left and 50 on the right, what it means is that when those 50 on the left start working and doing the same thing that he's doing, his effort has been multiplied. That means, like J. Pochetti said, I would rather earn 1% of 100 people's effort than to earn 100% of my effort. So what he has done is that he has duplicated himself into 50 people. So every time those 50 people do a registration, that means if the 50 people do a registration at the same time, that means he is the one that has done 50 registration. And what it means is that he will get 100 registration compared to this other way. Now under Steven now, the illustration will not work because there's nobody on the inner leg. So, but let's assume he also is the one that has this account as the third account, because he wants this account to be earning. Because most people that register 3 accounts, the idea is that they want to earn in multiple from multiple accounts. So they want to be earning from their main account, they want to be earning from the second account and the third account. Now, in this case, since Steven has not done any registration on the left, and Endless Joe is the owner of this account, assuming is the owner of this Steven's account. So what he wants to do, because there is already volume, everything is volume driven. The name this business answers to is volume. All right. Now under Steven, he wants to place here so that he can match this 432 point that has been created by the team, which is himself. So he will do a registration. That when he does that, what you are doing is that you are closing your network. Don't forget, network marketing is a business of network. And your network will, as you build, your network grows. So, but if you start placing people under your second and third account inner leg, what you are doing, you are closing your binary. You are closing the binary. When you close the binary, it affects you because some people will not be supported. Because, for instance, now let's say Endless Joe has a registration that he wants to do, and he's going to be placing it on this available left. Now under Mama D, the last person under Mama D that was supposed to receive that registration will not receive it. So what happened is that support, that leg is now deficient of support. That means there's a deficiency. Now, assuming as well the same inner leg under Mama D, he did placement up to Wedding. Let's assume he was supposed to now do that placement under Wedding. Now he's not putting it there. He's now doing the placement under Steven, the inner leg. Now at the same time, under this right where you have Queen Joe, Miss Shuku, we ended as Pastor Chris. Now Pastor Chris is supposed to be the one to receive the next registration on the right. That is the next support that is coming from the team. Is going to drop under Pastor Chris, but it's not going to drop under there because this leader, assuming is going to do the registration under this Stephen left, is now being selfish. And what is the selfishness is that he has cut off support from the last registration on the right and the last registration on the left. It means that he is beginning to close his binary. Why? Because support has been cut off from some person. So if he continues in this way, he's going to have slow growth. He might earn all this, but the earning will stop there, because when he registers this person, the next person, now his attention is divided. He has more people he wants to support now. So he's not only supporting it's not only going to be supporting the outer left under Mama D, he's not supporting the inner right, which he's not supposed to build there's a time to do that. Now the time will come, he's supposed to build the right way, but that will only happen because when you build on the outer left and the outer right, the purpose of building this way is so that your team will get to that autopilot mode where without you doing anything, you log into your back office, your volume has increased, registration has dropped, and people are working. So when it has gotten to that point where the leg is working to the team is working to the left, is working to the right, without your support, without anything, that is the idea, that's the goal of team building. You build to the point where you take your hands off and the build, because you are building a financial freedom. You are building, all this building is going towards the direction of financial freedom. And financial freedom is that time where you are not active in the activity, but you are earning passively. That means you are earning passive income, but you are not active. But at the same time, there was a time where you were active, which is the building phase. Now, assuming he's the one that has the Mama D account and the Steven account, he's now putting placement under Mama D right and placement under Steven left. It means that he's not in a house, not just because when you register your first primary support leg that you have to give to your team, you are supposed to give to your team. You do not owe your team this placement structure and pattern. You need to understand this. You do not owe yourself this placement structure and pattern, but you are building a team. Network marketing is a business of teams. You are building a team, and you do not owe them, and you are not obliged to them, but for the sake of team building. And for the sake, is a law. The law of binary respect. You build a team to the left and a team to the right, and you create what we call power leg, a leg that is going to be working. And how you create a power leg is when you do placement under the last person you register, under the last person like that. You just focus on the outer left, outer right. When you build to an extent where the team is now working and everybody's working, which they have learned what you have learned, and they are working, then you can now come, maybe after 5 months, after 1 year, you can now come back and start building on the right, so that when you start building on the right, your attention is not divided. So you can also focus on the outer right and support everybody that you have registered. You support everybody that you have registered. So that is the way it works. The same thing with Steven. When you get to that point where your leg is on autopilot, that means every time you log into your back office, your point has increased. Then you can come after 1 year, depending on how fast your team was built, and it gets to that point of autopilot mode. Then you come to Steven and you start building the left. And when you start building the left, you focus. So it's one person at a time. It's one person at a time. Network marketing is you can't everybody cannot run at the same time. So when everybody will start working, they will not start working at the same time. They will work at the time when their vision is real to them, when they've set their goals, and based on their vision, that is what we inform when they will work. So when that is done, then you have what we call a team that you cannot stop the growth, a team that will grow to infinity, because binary is supposed to grow to infinity. But if you build all in this other way at the beginning, you'll be closing your binary, and what it means is that you will not build depth. You will not build depth, and it's going to affect you, because what you now start discovering is that You see some persons that are not getting support. And whenever you see someone that is not really growing, there are several factors that has to do with the person is not inspired, the person is not really interested in the business. Another thing is, if the person is interested and is working and the person is not really earning, what is the cause is the person is deficient of support. The person is not getting adequate support from the team. And there are several people in this business right now that are not getting support from their team, and sometimes it's discouraging. In as much as nobody owes you this, nobody owes you this placement, okay? But if you have it, thank your God. If you don't have it, it's not supposed to stop you from building. Then the onus is on you, and of course the onus it's always going to be on you. You have to take full responsibility of your business. So if you get the support, fine, and if you don't get it, you don't have to demand for it. You don't have to ask your upline to, because your upline is also it's a downline to someone, it's a success line to someone. So especially if the upline is getting support, he would definitely want to do exactly the same thing. But if he's not getting support, he will build the way he wants to build it. Some people are not building according to this pattern. But if you build according to this pattern, I can guarantee you will hit the top leader status in network marketing. At the same time, if you build the other way, you will still hit the top leader status, but it's a longer route. It's a longer route. I can assure you, it's a longer route. I've been in this industry for quite some years. It's a longer route. So it's not quick. It's not a quick fix. It's not a get rich quick scheme. It's a longer route. That way it's a longer route, because you are not going to support everybody. So anybody you just place randomly, when you have a registration, you choose, okay, maybe this person has done, some people, the way they do, okay, they look at they come to their structure, they have, okay, Remo Baby has not registered one person. Okay, let me just put this registration on that Remo Baby. Then the next one they have, Stella has not registered anybody, I'll put on the right. When you do that, you are blocking you are blocking expansion. You are blocking expansion, and you are stunting your growth, your own growth. How you build your business is going to determine how much you make from it. So placement is very important when it comes to building an organization that we grow to infinity depth, and not just grow into infinity depth, that we also generate what we call residual income. The binary bonus, which is the team bonus, gives you residual income, and residual income will come from team building. So that is how it is done, and you want to study this again and again until you understand it. If you are watching this video and you discover that you don't understand, you didn't understand very clearly, I think the number of the channel, if you check very well, you will see the number of the channel. You can private share the person, and it's a mentor, so he can guide you. You don't have to register under the person. No, he can guide you where you are. You are good where you are. So there's no better place anywhere. There's no better place anywhere. So where you are good where you are. You want just to focus and build. So don't forget, focus on the outer left and the outer right. I'll recap now. When you are doing a registration, for you to create support, it starts from the beginning. We'll talk about network marketing. When you register, you put one-time effort. That one-time effort starts from the placement. So as you register, you place on the outer left and outer right. Don't for any reason. There's nothing wrong with you having 3 accounts if you want to. You want to register your wife, you want to register your daughter or your son, but don't immediately start placing, because your son cannot work, your wife is not working, so you don't need to go and place people under. You can't place an active person under them. So you want to maintain the law of placement, which has to do with you place on the outer left and the outer right, so that you will create an automated system where that doesn't require your input. All right, that is the essence of network marketing. As long as you come, and another thing, Jay Poggetti said, I will wrap up with this. Jay Poggetti said, I would rather earn 1%. I think John D. Rockefeller also said the same thing. I would rather earn 1%. Okay, John D. Rockefeller, they are the ones that have that. It started the job kind of mentality work, but it's okay. He also said, I would rather earn 1% of 100 people's effort than to earn 100% of my effort. Now, when you do that, when you start placing this random placement where you place anywhere you just feel like placing. You just look at your team. Oh, this person have just one person, let me just place you. You see, you think you are trying to do the person favor. That is not the way to favor the person. It's a system. Follow the system and it will create favor on its own. So when you do that, what happens is that you are going to be using 100% of your effort instead of one. You're going to be using 110% of your effort. So the more you do it, the more the effort percentage increases to 120. And what it means is that you're going to burn out. It means you're going to get to the point even yourself will be discouraged. Why? Because when your growth is stunted, when nobody's making progress anymore, because the progress of your team is what culminates to your own progress. So if your team is not making progress, it's not growing, you are not going to earn money. You may earn fast at the beginning because you think there is volume and you want to match the volume, but you are also stunting your growth on the long run. As you get to the point, you will get to the point you will not see the point you want to mash out again. Why? Because you've already maxed them out, and right now you have to face reality. All right. So at the same time, you create a system whereby everybody learn the system and let them have access to their back office and let them do their own personal registration. Why? Because if you keep doing registration for everybody, you are using more than 100% of your efforts. And it's not supposed to be. You're supposed to use 1% of your efforts and use 100% of 100 people's effort, not 100% of your effort. But if you do everything for your team, you are using 100% of your effort and you are working against the law. And if you work against the law will bring you down. Just like the law of gravity, if you violate the law of gravity, you get, if you go to the top of a roof, you jump down, you will break a leg or you're going to have a dislocation. Why? Because the law of gravity will bring you down. It's what is keeping everybody to the chair. Okay, if you violate the law of electricity and you hold a naked wire, it's going to electrocute you and you're going to be having electric shock. Okay, so understand this and watch this slide again and again until you understand it, because sometimes if you have never been building like this, you don't want to rush it. You want to take your time and go through it and understand how it is done. If you want to build a lasting organization, you see, so you've heard people say, I have an organization of over 20,000 people. How did they build it? It's like this. It starts slow, but it's going to grow and momentum is going to come in. It's going to get to the point where there will be serious momentum. But before that momentum will come, there will be activity. So everybody needs to be encouraged. And one of the things that encourages people is pay share commission. When someone earns their first commission, they are excited. They are excited. Don't forget, the life of every business is new recruits. If you want to be excited, you want to have enthusiasm, you want to ensure that the pipeline of recruits keeps coming in. So don't stop recruiting. You bring in people. That is what creates that is what sustains your business and keeps your enthusiasm, your excitement level up. If you have less people being recruited into your business, you're going to get discouraged after some time. All right, so follow this pattern. Don't forget, I said there are phases. So at a certain phase, when you see that your team is now working, sometimes it takes some people 6 months to have a system that is building, duplicating on the right, duplicating on the left. When you have that, you now have time. You can come to start building the inner leg of this or the inner leg of of Steven or the inner leg of Mama D. But at the beginning, focus on the placement on the outer left and outer right and continue. And everybody that you register, tell them the same thing, because you are creating a system. Duplication means whatever you did is what you're going to duplicate. And don't forget, this business, people don't do what you tell them, they do what you do. It's a business that people do a lot of. They are watching you, and you see there's a law that your team will do 80%. We duplicate 80% of the things you do wrong, and we duplicate 20% of the things you do right. So you want to get it right? Because your team is going to do exactly what you do. If you're in a hall and you ask everybody, touch your head, and you're telling them touch your head or touch your eyes, and you that is telling them to touch your eyes, you are touching your ears. They will not, everybody that is looking at you will not touch their eyes. They will touch their ear, because people do what you do, not what you tell them to do. They do what you do. So if you want your team to grow very fast, do it the right way and everybody will follow you. So you can imagine the person that you register follow the same way, meaning that if Mama D was not the second account of Endless Joe, and Mama D is registered. Now Mama D is following the law of placement. What happens? Mama D will focus on the right, and we focus on that right to infinity, or to the point where, yes, she can start building the second account if she has. So where this teller follow learns the same law, follow the same law of placement, she will focus on her left, because the moment where this teller comes in, she focus on her left, and she will focus on that left, and everybody she's going to be registering, she's going to place them on the left to give them support, because everybody, you can never run away from leadership in this business. Leadership at the core. At the core of this business is leadership. At the beginning is leadership. At the end is leadership. At the middle is in leadership. Every punctuation is punctuated with leadership. It's a business of leadership. It's a leadership development business in disguise. So you cannot not become a leader in this business. Yeah, if you want to earn, some people hide. They want to shy away from leadership responsibility. They don't want to do presentation. They don't want to do registration on their own. Their upline is doing everything for them. And you can never achieve financial freedom with that. So you've got to take responsibility and start doing your business yourself. Make your mistakes. Sometimes in the placement you might make mistake. Don't get angry. When you make mistake, continue. When you learn the right way, continue doing it the right way. Don't kill yourself. Don't punish yourself when you make a mistake. It's bound to happen, especially when you have not built this way. So you had an oversight and you did a placement wrongly. If you have the money to correct it, correct it. But if you don't have the money, leave it like that, and you let the person know. Whenever you have time to come back to that person, you support them. But for now, this is the way it is built. So everybody you are registering, let them know the way the placement is being done. Everybody must follow and obey the law of placement. If you come in, you build your left. So Remo Baby will build our left, our right, and focus on the right, and everybody she's going to register will come in on the right. Then Peace Love will focus on our right, and you can imagine when you have 50 people that are all focusing on their right. That is how the structure will go. It will go to infinity depth. That is when you cannot control the binary. You cannot control the binary. So more on this we're going to have more on this when we do understanding the back office. There's going to be a training on understanding the back office, and that is going to be elaborate. All this will be involved as well, but this is just on placement. So placement is very important. All right, so thank you very much, and we'll log out, and you can go back to home if you want to, and you log out from here.